Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. An illiterate plaintiff heads to small claims court. What could go right? I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Moon?
You too, sir.
Come on up here. Why don't you have a seat right there, please?
I gotta unpack some stuff shortly, and then I have a USB if we need it for evidence. Then I was told I can add to the case.
Why don't you just hold on for a minute and sit down, okay?
No problem.
Ms. Busby, can you hear us?
We can.
Thank you. And Christopher McKay, you can hear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We're letting Mr. Moon get his things in order for a minute. Then I want to talk to all of you.
If there's anything that you need for the judge to have, give it to me, I'll take it up to the judge.
No problem.
All right, so obviously this is a small claims matter. Mr. Moon's in the courtroom. I have you two on camera. There's a couple of things I want you to understand. If you continue in small claims, you're waiving your right to an attorney, you're waiving your right to a jury trial. The maximum damages are $7,000, and any decision I make cannot be appealed. It is final. I can award damages. I cannot issue injunctions against people. I cannot modify documents. If you're looking for me to modify documents, that's not within my authority. So I want you all to know that, because when I read through some of the things you sent, well, I'm not clear. I'm sensing that might be requested, and I can't. And I don't have the authority under the small claim statutes to do that. If you want something like that, you need to remove the case to the district court, which you have an absolute right to. So, Mr. Moon, do you understand what I've said?
Oh, yeah, I've been through it all. This is the third time since this new contract.
Do you want to waive you want to stay in small claims?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to take them to civil because it cost too much, and I didn't want them to lose.
I just want a yes or no from you, I'll be honest with you.
I don't want, I'm
Thank you.
here to play.
Hear anything?
Ms. Busby, do you want to stay in small claims?
Or
Or do you want it heard in the district court?
I just want this to be over with. I want to stop being harassed. So whatever needs to be done, needs to be done.
That doesn't help me at all, quite frankly. Let me try and explain this to you. I know what you want. If you're looking for some type of injunction, personal protection order, I can't do any of that. All I can say is, all I can find based on what I'm hearing so far is, was there a contract between the parties? And if so, is any money owed under that contract and what the amount is? That's literally all I can do today. And that's just because that's the way the law is written. I mean, yeah, if you want other relief than that, you can put the case in the district court. You come back for another hearing and talk to the judge about other types of relief.
We do not want that. I do want to clarify before hopefully the end of this day, if that contract that exists now that we had no idea about even includes us or extends to us.
Well, let's find out. That seems to be the issue today, based on what I've read of yours. That you're questioning that. So Mr. Moon's a plaintiff, and we're going to ask him about that. And Mr. Moon,
I think I'm in the wrong. Yeah, I am. Is this? I'm supposed to be suing someone right now at 2:30. What is?
And what is?
Am I in the wrong? Am I in the wrong Zoom?
Yeah, I think so. But what is your name?
Taylor Ogello.
Okay. And you're probably in the wrong Zoom meeting. Can you call the clerk of the court and have them tell you what to do? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Moon. When I look at your pleadings, it says non-payment of plowing, and you nod your head yes. And the McKay, Christopher McKay, is it Mr. and Mrs. McKay now, right?
Yes.
You don't answer, sir, unless I ask you. Okay. Now you're claiming, Mr. and Mrs. McKay, they own some property that you're snow plowing. And I think you're claiming the right to snow plow it and be paid for that under a septic easement and a settlement agreement. Does that sound right? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
The settlement agreement covers the plowing and the gravel. The other is conflict of whatever utility easement that declares the easement.
Okay,
Then
let me
the
ask you this.
document of sewer is the sewer field.
Let me
There are
ask you
three
this.
different,
There are three different documents. You just put you're claiming you want payment for plowing.
I put the document of easement because of what happened on the 20th and 21st.
Uh-huh.
That was the first one because I didn't think they understood.
Hold on, I need you to answer my question, okay? Hold on. So you indicated you're claiming damages for money owed to you for plowing.
Correct.
Okay.
Your Honor,
They
if I
have
may
property.
interrupt.
No, I don't want you to interrupt.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. You claim when you have the settlement agreement, there's some parties to it. I want to say the D-U-B-Y, the Ernst and the Snowdens. Did the McKays buy from one of those parties?
What happened, sir, when this all was written up in 2016, the bank owned their home, the Doobie owned the lot, Snowden owned the other lot, and the Kenners owned the other lot. After this was done.
So the bank
parties-
owned, I'm going to make it, the bank owned the lot that the McKays owned.
Right now, the McKay's
Yeah,
right here.
okay, so where does,
35.
is the bank a part of the settlement agreement that you're claiming under?
Yeah, they signed off on it, and that's what they did here on the agreement where it says bank signed off. If you look on the back page, it says Terry Moon, Kenners, Colleen, they own 2930 or 2927. The Doobies and all the Doobies own the lot where my sewer field is on, and you can tell by the declaration because we were the only two parties that signed it. And then the bank owned the house that we're foreclosed on at the Doobies. Well.
No, this, okay, so I got a First Merit Bank property
right,
listed on
that's
here.
the one that,
I wanna
they
stop
own
you.
right now.
Let me stop you right now. Ms. McKay, do you have a copy of the settlement agreement we're looking at right now?
I do.
Okay, so I'm looking at page 3 of that. It says page 3 of 15. It talks about First Merit Bank property.
Right.
Mr. Moon, I didn't know if I'm going to swear in everybody because frankly, I forget if I did. You're raising your right hand. You swear affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to ask the McKays to raise their right hands too. You swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. And Ms. McKay, even though I cut you off, you will have a chance to speak. I need
No,
to get a
I'm
foundation
not.
because you all know a lot more than I do. So let's
Okay.
go. But I have First Merit Bank property. That's the property the McKays have now.
Right, they foreclosed on that in
Okay.
2014 when Laura May passed away.
So I'm
No.
just, no, hold on. You'll come in you'll get a chance, Ms. McKay, just not now. So I've got driveway gravel. And I'm gonna look at page 5. Bank and other successors agree, can obtain gravel work. I'm looking at page 5, paragraph A. It talks about bank and other successors. And then paragraph 6 talks about bank parcels. And that's what you're claiming under, Mr. Moon?
Right, I have a life
Yes.
lease, but if you go back to number 14, and it would be on page 10. It's binding term 15. It's a life lease to the property. All these contracts just keep going forever.
Let me see. So, Ms. McKay, if you look at page,
And
yeah, I'm just doing mine out before I tell you.
you're fine.
Page 10, paragraph 15. Excuse me. So the parties, and that includes the bank, they all agree this was recorded and this was put on the land as a claim against a lien on any land. And the successors, you should have been notified this at the time you bought the property by the title company.
Title search.
Did that happen?
It did not.
Okay, so, all right, now, with that in mind, we have that part right there for the time being. Claims to bank. Have you ever been paid any money by the McKays?
No, I haven't, but I got paid prior to the bank that owned it.
Okay.
I think it was HUD that took over in 2023.
Okay,
They paid for that season and they paid for part of this season.
okay,
And when they bought the house in January 12th, the bank didn't pay anymore. And they told
okay,
me
so
this.
you're, so now, Ms. McKay and Mr. McKay are, let's just assume for purposes of this, well, these questions, and I'll let the McKays challenge me later, that if they were responsible, how many plows are you claiming they are unpaid at this point?
Well, I'm claiming, I can't remember if it's 8 and 2 or 10 total. I ain't got my paperwork in front of me.
You all need to have it.
I- I'm charging them 8. And I gave them some free for January, and then I'm charging them 2 for February.
Okay, 8 in January,
this
2 for
view
February.
As now is the cost, if I can clarify.
Hold on,
that.
but I just want to make sure I catch up here. So we got 8 in January, 2 in February, and now you are billing them how much per plow?
Well, in 2023, after we got out of the court from the Atkins, we all had a cost of living of 8%. So Ed Jackson agreed to pay 300 from his 250, and we went $30 on them, 15 for the other 2, because they own 2 lots. He owns 1, I own 1, and if you go 20 times 15, it's 300. So basically, we just decided to vote that in because no one will go to mediation to amend it. That's where
Who, when you say, so I have the Ernst, the Moon, Bank, Doobies, and Snowdens.
the Jackson bought it from the bank. What happened was.
Okay, hold on. Just let me ask, hold on. It might help you out. I'm just trying to, so that I can follow. Jackson had it from the bank?
No, Jackson, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna.
Ken Ernst, after this agreement was signed, he lost his home. And the bank put it up for foreclosure. And Ed Jackson bought it in 2018.
Okay.
And he had it all the way up until June of last year. He sold it to Mike. And that's who's got the other.
But I'm talking about the bank property that the McKays had. The McKays.
No, we're talking about 29, 27. If you look at my.
Okay, I don't want you to talk. I want you to talk about what I'm asking about. The McKays took through the bank at some point.
They bought it from another bank. Their
Yes.
home was from HUD.
That bank was not involved in an agreement to raise the rates to $30. Is that right?
No, they weren't, but the other owner was. Because the 2 parties can agree on it and do it. That's what our understanding was, the way it said in the gravel. If 2 parties agree, and we can go ahead and do it. So that's what we went off of on the gravel.
Okay, hold
And
on.
then we tried to get it amended, but no one will go to mediation to get it amended and put in the contract. So that's why it's not in here, because no one amended.
Hold on.
So 2 of the parties agree on the raise, and the bank did, but since they took over after a year and a half, they don't want to pay for any of it.
Well, when we talk about the bank, the bank paid before under the old rate, the bank that the
Right,
McKays
bank
talked
paid-
about.
No, the bank.
I want you, because I want you to understand, when I ask you a question about the bank, I'm talking about the bank that the McKays took the property from,
I'm looking
okay?
at
All
the
right,
receipt right now, sir, and that's what I'm telling you. From my receipt, they charged $32.50. I did their porch, and that's why I got $250, $30 for the both lots. I charged the bank $32.50. If you look at the evidence on the one check, 195, that was from November and December. They paid it. It was 130 and 165. If you do the math, it's $32.50 each plow.
okay.
And then this year, or I mean, last year was 2 months, was February and March, and it was $130, and that's when the increase was, and that's Exhibit 6.
Last year, they paid 130 when?
On last year's increase for the last 2 months of February and March.
And that was 3 plows?
Or 4 plows.
4 plows, okay. All right, let me just take a look at something here.
So the clarification is I can't get nothing amended because like you said, this is not the place. You gotta go to court, you gotta get a lawyer, and then he has to do the paperwork and file it. And everyone has to sign it, just like this was. Now, to clarify this document to you, sir, this is a court order.
I know. I want you to hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. I'm reading something here before you testify. Okay. What else do you want to tell me? Go ahead.
I said, for this 2016 agreement, it was a court order. This was, right there's the court case number. We went to mediation. All owners were there.
Everybody settled.
And we all signed these.
It's all settled and it was recorded.
Right.
I agree. Okay. So you're looking for today, the cost of 10 plows times $32?
No, $30.
$30, thank you. Let me talk to the McKays, okay?
Right, and then I have to add the gravel because we have yearly gravel rates.
Did you give any notice of that to the McKays at all? I mean, yeah.
I talked to the court. I asked them what we needed to do. They told me to bring it up to you, or I can file.
How much are you asking? How much are you asking for the gravel?
The gravel was $270 for the repairs, and then I got property damage that I want to claim on top of that. So I might have to file another case.
I think you should. I really do. Only because it's complicated. Yeah, because it's complicated, and they didn't have any notice of it for them.
Well, I didn't have no notice of this either that I got yesterday, and I thought that was pretty outrageous because I can't read it right.
I don't know what it is, so I can't tell you.
I got it from them.
It's okay, but I don't know what it is.
Well, you got a copy, I thought.
I don't. You know what I have right now is in front of me is all evidence, and it's just, yeah, if you got an objection to it, that's okay, but I don't know what it says, so.
Well, I don't know either, because I just got it and I can't read it right, and I signed for it, and then I opened it up, it was things that they said to you in a letter, Your Honor.
Okay.
So I haven't went over this at all.
All right. You want me to take a look at it? It's up to you.
Didn't you get a copy?
I've been given tons of evidence, and I don't know what came in today.
I really don't want to go over what I went over with my things. I just.
Okay, then don't worry about it.
I mean, it's just their complaint.
When I'm looking at what I suspect there's copies of that in here.
All right.
Okay.
So
when I'm looking from a distance.
I didn't know what this was.
Anyhow, in any event, all right. So let me talk to the McKays.
No
So,
problem.
and Ms. McKay, I'll let you be the spokesperson. You started out as that, Mr. McKay. I'm not going to shut you out. If you need to add something, you do it. Ms. McKay, so you didn't know that this agreement was out there, that there was an agreement that he would perform snow removal on the property and you would, take him through the bank, pay $12.50 for each snow removal.
Right. So we became aware of an agreement that had existed through our realtor, 1/17 of 24. We closed on the house 1/12 of 24.
We had no idea.
It should have been in the title search. If
Existing.
you got a title, if you received a title search, it should have been in there. The disagreement was in there.
There were issues with communicating with the other realtor that I'm not going to waste your time with.
All right. And I agree, but so, I mean, right now it looks like that's the agreement and it is binding on you as a property owner. Now, it doesn't make it absolute. You might have objections, but the question becomes, what's the fee supposed to be? Go ahead and tell me what they are.
So my issue is that Mr. Moon is clearly ready to go to court with anyone. That's his right. Good for him. I do not want someone plowing my property who is not bonded or insured. he's disabled, he's partially blind, and I'm not trying to use that as any kind of rudeness towards him. I'm very
Okay.
scared that damage to my property could be done or damage to myself could be done.
Are you insured, sir, or bonded for your plowing?
I've got insurance on my truck and I was voted in by the association to do it.
Does your insurance company know you're snow plowing?
Yes, they do. I have a V plow, Duramax diesel has been insured.
And
since
you've got insurance on it? Okay, all right, thank you.
Drive it every day. It's out over in the other parking lot insured.
Thank you.
Full coverage.
Go ahead, Mr.
But-
McKay, what else you have?
I'm sorry, but does that cover him? Is that car insurance or is that, because now he's using a vehicle to make money, that's different.
Well, he's telling me he's got it commercially insured, correct?
I only plow our driveway, sir. So
Then
my
not the question about what you plow. The question is
my
you're
insurance
engaged in.
company knows I plow my driveway and my truck's insured for plow. That is the only
That's what he's
driveway
telling
I
us.
plow. I don't plow any other driveway at all. I might
He
do a
does
friend
plow.
favor or some old lady I might help for free, but I don't plow only our own.
Okay,
He
Go ahead,
does
Ms.
plow
Huffman.
the other neighbor's driveway as well.
okay.
For a favor,
My
sir.
second issue is that he is using our property without having to pay anything for it, anything, and then he uses our property to push snow onto and then charges us to do that. Tears up my
Alright.
lawn, tears up my yard, and then charges us to push the snow onto our property. We have no say as to when this is done. We have no say as to how this is done. We have no agreement, we can't say, hey, come at 5 o'clock, nothing. He's plowing a back lot that we've asked him not to plow. And has been witness saying that he's plowing that back lot so he can charge us more money. But he needs to be able to plow that back lot to be able to push the snow up. I have a 4-wheel drive vehicle. I don't care if the driveway is plowed, we can shovel it. I don't need his plowing services. He
Okay, I
needs to be
appreciate that.
able to push the snow onto my land to be able to plow the driveway and charge everybody for it.
Let me stop you right there, okay? I'm just gonna stop because I want to pursue that. So in the agreement, it indicates that Mr. Moon shall have the right to place any snow that he plows upon the Doobie parcel and any other locations he believes are reasonable. That's what the agreement says.
And the
Mhm.
lot is the Doobie property and I push it to the back corner. They have a shed on one side and a shed on the other, and they're able to get the bulb.
So the lot is, what lot are you talking about? The Doobie?
I've got
property?
everything on video here for
Okay,
you
I
on
just
USB.
need you to answer the question.
I know, but I have a survey if you want to have a survey, so you have a better idea.
That would be helpful. Let me I think there's maps
One
that you all have
attached
attached.
to one of the things, but I
Same
got one
thing?
here.
Yeah. So I do. I have
think
one.
it's on there's one on
I got it.
Easement and on the other.
So Ms. McKay, do you have the picture of the lots?
Yes, we do.
All right, so you're the bank lot. Would you be the lot in the middle? It's called B, 0.70 acres.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Moon, are you plowing through their lot for some reason?
I plow the easement from M88 all the way to the back fence of the easement of the Doobie parcel.
Okay.
And then
Hold on, I want to stop you right there. So you're pushing then the snow from,
Well, I backblade until I get a base, but then once I get a base, then I push it.
you
And I
push the
have that.
snow through the McKay's property to the Doobie property.
I am in the easement, and then once I get up to the easement where the lot is, I turn towards the corner of the back southwest corner and put it there where the 13 or 113.2 is at. And I pile it up in that corner,
That's the Doobie property.
right?
Yes, okay.
And then I put a little bit up here at the back corner because I can't backblade it all the way up by the back corner of the easement. And that would be where it's darkened, where it goes to 20 feet around over to the Snowden A parcel.
Stop right there, because I gotta find it. when you say where it's darkened, oh, in a parcel.
Right.
Thank you. Okay.
So that right there is where I stopped, because the other easement is unable to use, and I didn't really care once I lost my eye that I lost that as a driveway, because I don't use the trailers like I used to. But that is also a way in for these people,
It
and
is
we've
not.
discussed this before. If they want a way out of this contract, they can opt out just like the Snowdens did and start using the other easement and go through Springstead development. And that's able to be done, but they'll have to do some work because there was a sewer field put in and it wasn't legally done and no one knows where it's at. So if you put a driveway in, just like I had to do, where you see it's yellowed in, I have insulation underneath the road, so my sewer line doesn't get
Okay.
frozen.
So
So if
And we
that
chime
is the case, that the sewer field is in that area, like I thought it might be, because that's what I told Pat, because I seen them doing the work.
let me stop it. Let me stop it right there. Appreciate what you're trying to tell
Yeah.
us. The McKay's, I can hear them. Ms. McKay, you're indicating you don't have an option of getting a new driveway. Is that what you're saying?
We do not. And as a matter of
Okay.
fact, Terry uses that easement that supposedly exists to ride his snowmobile through our property.
Okay.
My other concern with what he just said is I hope you're realizing that he's taking snow from 2 other properties and shoving it on my property.
Now, that's where I want to stop you. Are you putting it on her property or moving it off her property to the Doobie?
I'm taking all the snow from the driveway and putting it up on the Doobie truck.
And his
You
yard.
cannot put it on.
Hold on. Ms. McKay, I need you to let him finish, okay?
Okay.
It's against the law to put the snow on M88. It's already been told it's not supposed to be down there. Other people want to do that, sir, but I know the law.
Let me stop you for a
so that's
sec.
why I
Let me stop for, Ms. McKay, he says he pushes it back to the Doobie property. He comes through your lot. He admits that.
No, he
But he
pushes
pushes it
it.
to the Doobie property.
So I'm not sure you're understanding. So we own 2 lots.
The Doobie lot is our.
Let's look at the
lot as
map.
well.
Hold
The
on.
Doobie
Let's
lot
look at
is our
let's look at
lot.
the map. All right, hold on. Let me get the map out. Let's look at the map.
Sorry.
No, you guys are good. This takes time when there's a lot of documents and it involves easements and things. It just takes time. You're not gonna get it done in 5 minutes. I was reading all this at lunchtime, so I knew we were gonna be here a while. Where's my map at? There it is. I see bank is B. Is that your parcel, Ms. McKay?
Yes.
Do you own another parcel?
We own the Doobie lot and the Bank B parcel.
Ah, so there we go. That was important. I didn't know that.
Well, I told you they own 2 lots.
No. I just, when I hear Doobie property, it's like Doobie property in the easement agreement is where he's allowed to put the so when you say he's putting snow on your property, he's putting it on the Doobie, what's marked the Doobie property, correct?
No, he is pushing snow all the way to the fence at that back lot where it comes out. It looks like it says 52 at the back lot.
Yes.
And
Okay.
then he's pushing snow from his house, from the house across the street, the driveway, and pushing it all clear into our back lot.
Because he has.
That-
Because he
that
can't
line
push
right,
holes in his yard.
I'm
that-
seeing a line where it says 52. And that would be
Yes.
right at the borderline of the property marked Doobie.
Yes,
So he's pushing it, stacking it all right on the boundary line. Is that what you're telling me?
yes.
Okay.
And then charging us to put his snow, someone else's snow, the driveway's snow, our snow that we
Don't need him. to
don't
do
need him to
anything.
plow, all at the end of our driveway and charging us for it.
You're telling me there's an that's the end of the driveway where the Doobie parcel starts?
There's a
it
circle
goes all the way to the
indication
backside.
kind of in the middle
All
where
the
it
way to the
says
back.
52.
Hold on. I can't hear anybody. We got to go one at a time. I need you to be quiet, Mr. Moon, for a minute. Mr. McKay, you wanted to tell me something. Go ahead.
The driveway ends basically where it says, like in the middle of that 52 that we were just talking about. on one of the parcels that he actually, or not parcels, I'm sorry, he had a blueprint indicating under behind the fence that he has right there on the corner property in between the Ernst property and our property that actually
Again, we're
showed
dealing,
where
though,
the
but I want to be
driveway
clear
ended.
here. What we're dealing with is that's where the property boundary is. Does that sound right?
It sounds correct, but I just
Yeah.
don't know if you're understanding totally what's happening.
So, which is certainly a fair statement, but so I'm going to try and explain what I'm understanding, and I'm going to give you a chance to correct it. He pushes snow through, when we look at this map, B, which is your property, and he pushes it right to the boundary of what is labeled the Doobie property, and that's where it ends up, along that borderline there. Are you telling me the
That
snow
and
ends up
at our back
someplace else?
fence of the bank's property as well.
Mhm.
Ms. McKay, you got to help me out. Let's answer this. He pushes snow to the Doobie property, and it's right on the boundary line. Now, are you
Yes,
telling
he
me
does do that, but he also puts it
Okay.
other places as well.
where's the other places at? That's what I'm
He
not understanding.
pushes it to the back fence of our
Neighbor.
other lot as well.
What's your other lot?
The bank, the one that's labeled as the bank. He's pushing it in two directions. He'll push it sometimes right to that boundary, and then he plows.
Are you
the
saying
back
he
lot.
pushes it towards, is he pushing it towards M88? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's pushing it
When you say
towards
it's,
our
here, I
house.
want you to stop. You got to help me out. I wish you could point on the picture. I'm going to start at M88. What I'm hearing is he pushes it all the way to the Doobie property, where it says 52.0.
Right. So he's
Okay.
stopping.
Hold on.
Go ahead. There we go. I can see it. Thank you.
So he's stopping, if I'm understanding this blueprint correctly, he's stopping in this little corner right here, but then he also pushes it this way towards a back fence of ours.
That was totally, didn't understand. Did you
I
able to
did
see
that
that?
when the bank owned it. When they told me to stop plowing their driveway, I quit plowing their driveway. But when the bank owned that lot, I did.
So you're not going to do that anymore. You're
I
not going to
haven't
push it.
done that since they've owned it, and they told me not to. I
Okay.
plow only the common driveways, sir.
So I want you to stop for a minute. Ms. McKay, when's the last time he did that? Put it on that side.
When's
We're going to
the
call that the
last time?
side parcel.
We have a police report.
I'm on video right here.
Actually, it was.
I also, while we're on this, want to mention too, that he has falsified some of the days that he says he plowed too as well.
Are they just the wrong dates?
No, they were just dates that he didn't plow at all, because.
Can
we
you
did
tell me
not
what
get
those are?
Here we go. He said that he plowed on January 20th, which did not happen. We moved in the 19th, and there was no snow that weekend. He says that he plowed on the 23rd, also did not happen. The 26th did not happen.
Those didn't happen really either, I don't think.
February 15th and 17th did not snow. If I'm sure you're from here, we did not get much snow last winter. I looked up the Gaylord Weather Service those days. There was less than a quarter inch of snow those days.
I've got every plow on video right here for you, sir.
Let's play them.
You got.
I'm going to need, I don't know if they're going to be able to see it. Are you sure you have the dates right on the invoice?
They're on a security camera, sir. They have the date at the bottom of the video.
They have received.
So I have a computer here, but
Will
I
it
was
play it?
told that we could hook it up to your TV, and that's why I brought.
Will it play? Can you play it on your
I'll
computer?
try. I'm not very good. I got big fingers. That's why someone was supposed to help me.
Your Honor, I can go get Glenn.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll get some help.
We got a floor plug here too.
Let's wait for the court administrator and she'll be able to help us. While we're waiting for that, yeah, so that seems to be,
I have to plow for.
Your Honor,
Another
if I
person
might.
too, not just them, sir.
Okay, hold on a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ms. McKay.
This is my other complaint with him plowing is, again, we have no say, and he's just plowing whenever willy-nilly he feels like it, whether it's 2 inches, 1 inch, you know, and then billing us
Let me ask that.
excessively.
I think that's legitimate. I think that's a legitimate complaint. That you don't know what the standard is.
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
3 to 4 inches, sir.
3 to 4 inches?
Yeah, it didn't happen.
No. Not even close.
Okay. Well, he says he's got it on video, so let's take a look.
We'll be here momentarily.
Yeah, sounds good.
Plow on the 20th.
I want to, all right, Mr. Moon, you're doing that. And I want to ask a question about the rates.
There's my truck plowing and the date's on the bottom.
Let's work off the battery.
Oh, I'm gonna walk over there. Okay, let me walk over there.
Right.
And
I'll stop it and restart it for you. Cause it has all the dates that I plow on here because this is not the first time I've had this problem. And that's why we have a flat rate now, sir, because Ed said that was the reasonable way of doing it. So the flat rate was $250 and now it's $350 per lot.
I'm looking over his shoulder. If you get uncomfortable, you let me know.
Yeah, I'm not uncomfortable. I don't know how to run this, so bear with me. All right, now I'm on that video, 1/20/24. They said I didn't plow.
Come on in, please, if you would, just in case we need somebody to know what they're doing.
So right here's the date, and there's my truck plowing. I'm not showing the whole plow, I'm just
So
showing.
I'm seeing him plowing on the 20th on the video, according to the video, Ms. McKay. And it looks like there is I can't tell how many inches there are, but it definitely looks like there's a snowfall. January 20th.
And then the other
The
date. was
23rd?
January 23rd,
We're gonna look at the 23rd too. Yeah, we just started one. We just looked at one.
and I've got 2 plows on the 23rd, sir, on records.
You just show me which one.
I'm playing number 1 for you first.
Where is he plowing
Not the right
though?
date.
What is he plowing? Because it's not snowing.
Sir, you might not think it is
Okay,
whatever,
here, I think they have a legitimate.
but there is
Hold on. just a
snow.
minute. You have a legitimate concern about, you wanna see the video, and obviously I can't do that.
We think that we could do it by, if he joins the Zoom meeting and mutes, then if you allow him to share screen, then you would be shared screen on Zoom.
If you can do it, that'd be great.
We think that we can do it, and I'm gonna have Ms. Seifert help you on the
I'll
bench,
make it.
because I think that if you may need to allow him a participant to share their screen.
I'm okay.
So here's the 23rd,
All right, I want you to
Do
hold
you
off.
have
They're
screen
trying
records
to.
long?
They're
because I
gonna
had
try
the
to-
back blade because
I do.
the trucks they rolled in. So you see the trenches?
Yeah, no, but I'm trying to, all right, we're gonna see if we can get this on screen for you.
Oh, you mean the
Okay.
computer?
Do you have internet connection here?
I don't know what this does, Gwen.
Oh my
I
God.
bought this for Zoom and then someone screwed it up.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and connect. Give us an instruction.
Gotta turn that phone off.
Well, I had it because I got videos here. I was gonna show you the fence line that they were having
I'll do it
problems.
right now. Thank you. Or just turn on mute.
No, I'm turning it on.
snowfall totals. Hold on. Oops. Just-
Okay, and then connect to the network.
I can't shut this off, man.
Okay, you're good. Just leave it on mute. Go on.
I mean, I don't even know if it's on mute now. What do you want? What?
Connect to the network, GTC connect.
This is embarrassing.
I don't know what I'm doing here,
I'm
Glenn. I'm
trying to
sorry.
walk you through it.
I know, but let's get this over. I got a dog at home.
Okay, so go ahead and if you're comfortable connecting to the internet.
I'm not connected in any, I don't feel comfortable at all, but you do it. I don't feel, I want to touch
Mr.
none of that.
Moon, you're either gonna present your evidence, you can't bring in your evidence on a USB and then say, oh, I don't know how to present.
I don't know, that's what I
I'm trying
haven't.
to walk you
All
through
right,
it.
let's go.
She's
Okay,
trying to walk you through
then
it.
connect to the internet, continue to the internet,
And where's that?
the green box there. Okay, and now we're gonna type in Zoom so we can connect to Zoom.
I can't type, man. Can you do that?
ZOOM.
You're gonna propose something here. Let's stop for 1 second. Mr. and Mrs. McKay, I think you're gonna be looking up some weather records, correct?
Yes,
And you're trying to, you want to have time to review this, little tape, is that correct?
I mean,
Join Zoom.
if he has the tape, he has the tape. I thought that we were supposed to be presented with all evidence too, and this is the first.
Did you send in evidence
We've never
yesterday?
seen that.
I'm sorry?
I know, I didn't see, did you send in evidence yesterday?
Yeah, we sent in evidence as soon as we knew that things were,
Okay.
um,
So I mean, it happens, I mean, I've heard
Number
12,
is
13
that?
cases that they haven't delayed anything.
Do I just?
This one, I
do
think
have to
you
read
all
some?
need time to get your,
Five.
to get your evidence together.
Enter meeting ID. On that piece right there.
Get my book.
That's why I said, it's just, I don't have the
You know what,
touch.
Okay, right there.
I can probably go look and find out
I'm like,
off the top of my head. I don't.
yeah, I figured you would do it. See, here, I'm trying to think, I'm not talking out loud.
I hit two and it ain't going.
Okay,
What happened?
9-4. I hit 2 from this keypad.
Okay.
9-4. Now hit join.
Man, this is too complicated, man. Holy moly.
You know, it happens, what are you gonna do? No, thank you.
Click launch meeting.
Let me see what we have. Is there a,
Click just.
is there a way that we could get this here? All right, I'm coming back September 11th. Is there a way we can get a copy, that USB copied?
You can take this and
We
copy.
can take
it
that.
Back to me later.
Well, because they need, McKay's need a copy of it.
So if you can provide a copy for the court and a copy for the McKays.
Well, I can't give them this because this has got all the files that you say.
I just want you, if you want to, they need to see that ahead of time,
Yeah,
because they're also,
fine. I
okay,
brought this up to Glenn and she told me that I mentioned it and I've got the paperwork.
so there's a couple things that I want to do.
And that's why they told me to come down here in person and that's why they were.
I want you to stop for a minute and listen to me. I want you to stop and listen. I think the best way to try and get this resolved, because we're using maps and we're using this, is yes, we're gonna have an in-person hearing. It'll be on September 11th. We're gonna schedule, I'm here that day, so schedule, need an hour. You know, we can do it at the end of the day if needed, that's okay.
Excuse me,
Go ahead,
I am having a baby with, surgery on August 16th.
Okay. September 11th probably isn't gonna be a good day for you to be coming to court.
Probably not.
All right,
And this whole
that's not a problem.
situation isn't good for me regardless, but here
No,
we
I
are.
want you to relax and I want you to go enjoy the baby. We can accommodate that.
I'm on medical leave as of right now due to high stress situations. I shouldn't even be here right now.
Is there, I'm gonna need a date to, I mean,
Next date.
unless you give it to another judge, yeah. I don't think I'm here after September.
I'll go check the schedule.
And if not, I mean, I can come in for 2 hours or whatever, just to finish it, to finish this up. Because what I'd like to do is just set something out, let's see. How about like Wednesday, December 4th? It'd be in December. Ms. McKay, that work for you?
That's fine with me.
If you can check.
Yeah, no, December 4th, I think. Well, I'll go double check.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it. What I want to do is, that'll give you a chance to look at the tape. You can check meteorological records. It also, Mr. Moon wants, you have to in the next week or so, please, well, let's say within 2 weeks, you wanted a claim on the gravel, you said, right?
And property damage.
Okay, you gotta present that. Get it, that's gonna be your amended complaint.
So that will be on, so I can.
So we
use
do,
USB.
let's get all that.
All right, well, it's all on here. That's why I didn't want to give it to him.
Okay, so that'll be on, yeah, you need, what I want you to do, let's make this clear, within 2 weeks,
Can she get me out of
she
all
will.
this?
Within 2 weeks, you're gonna file an amended complaint. And
I don't know how to do that. Who's gonna show me?
you're gonna file, you just file the form. You file this form, you're gonna file another
No, they
form.
did it for me. Glenn
Okay,
Paul.
and you're gonna tell them what you're claiming for damages. So you're gonna have plowing, gravel, and some other damages.
All right, let me write this note down. What did you call it now, sir?
You're going to be filing an amended affidavit.
Amended Apple.
Affidavit.
That works. You let us know what time.
Just do it first thing in the morning, I guess. Does that work? First thing in the morning, or do you usually
That
have it?
works for you.
Okay,
9?
I'll do it 9 AM. TC. One case, if they add some stuff, fine. If they don't, I'll just do the half a day thing.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. McKay. Ms. McKay.
Now, is the amended
All right, I have one
complaint
more
going to
question.
be
Take it down.
on the 4th as well, or are we gonna be doing another?
Oh, yeah,
court
yeah,
date?
no, yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to get it all done. He was gonna file one anyway, so let's get it all done. We got everybody
Okay, so
here.
it'll be on December
Yeah,
4th.
and there's no decisions made yet. All the issues are still out there. I'm not making a decision today.
That's
I also
fine.
have a letter
Yeah,
from the judge from our last case, because this is not unlawful, this agreement.
oh, you haven't,
I
there's an
don't have
agreement
that
out
letter
there.
either.
There's
Well, I'm
an
just
easement.
saying,
Yeah.
I brought this because of this.
Go ahead.
because, Antrim County told me
All
to.
right, so you have you're gonna file an amended affidavit that says, just in a general sense, hey, they already know about the plowing, so I'm filing for plowing, for gravel, and for damages. They can't exceed $7,000.
Right.
And then and now, once you get that in writing, you're going to get a copy of that and that USB to the McKays.
And that
I have,
letter as well.
I have one problem still, sir.
Uh-huh.
We haven't been
What's
getting
your problem?
anything.
On the declaration of sewer,
And that's gonna be in person, please. Everybody's gonna be here.
they destroyed my fence on the 20th and the 21st. There was a police report. It
Who
was
destroyed your fence?
Shelby.
Well,
did.
you gotta write it down. And you
Well, no,
gotta-
no, I'm just saying, I got paid through the insurance company. It is on.
Oh,
here,
good. Well, then
But they will refuse me to finish it. I gave them a 2-day notice as it says.
No, you didn't.
You
But
did
they will
not.
not
Hold
let
on,
me.
hold on, Ms. McKay, hold on. What are you talking about? You've got,
When they wrecked my fence, I wrote on the bill in January, and you got it as exhibit.
okay,
On the top corner, it says 2-day notice. And that was for the sewer field, because I knew they hit the fence and I knew they weren't gonna do anything about it, so I gave them 30-day notice. On this agreement, it says after 30 days, I have the right to fix it. It's my property, I have the right to have it there, so I turned it into their insurance company. I had to fight it because of what they gave for a statement. I had the cops police report, had to file all these documents and send all the paperwork to U-Haul. U-Haul looked it all over. They seen the video and pay me for the damages. I cannot fix the fence if I can't get to the fence.
Because he's
I've got
trespassed.
3/4 of it done, but I haven't got it all
He's
completed,
trespassed
and
on
every
all
time I
4
go up
lots.
there, I get, will you?
So I need you to stop. I really do. Mr. and Mrs. K, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not helping your cause. You just aren't.
Okay.
Stop. Now, it's all right. So you say you need to get on,
The property to finish the fence and put the sign back up. If you read the statement.
hold on.
I haven't got my sign on. there
Hold
or
on.
adjusted, so the fence is not completed.
Okay, hold on. Ms. McKay, are you indicating the fence is not on his property?
The fence is on my property. He has trespassed from my property due to repeated harassment. The fence was not damaged. It was brushed by a vehicle. The
And
fence
stated
was
by a
still,
cop.
the fence was still standing.
Mr. McKay,
We
you
moved
open your
some-
mouth one more time, I'm gonna dismiss your claims. I'm just gonna rule against you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. McKay, go ahead.
The fence was not damaged. It was brushed with a U-Haul truck. The fence was still standing. There's police reports saying that this is when the harassment began, was over the fence, but the fence is intact on my property. And I have trespassed him from my property because he has made verbal and physical
All
threats
right, I want
towards
you to stop for
myself.
a sec. Hold on just a sec. Mr. Mayor, are you seeing the fences on your property or their property?
By the document of sewer, sir, it states that I have the right to put a 20-foot cedar rail fence in front of my sewer field on their property, and it is signed.
Y'all might want to seriously contemplate going to a different court, because there's some things I might not be able to help you about.
Well, I don't want to take them to circuit because it's $30,000,
I'm
so it
just-
doesn't matter to me.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Because I don't want to take and have them have to do what the last 2 owners did. They lost their home.
Okay, it's up to you.
So I don't care. I mean, if
Okay.
you want it, it's,
Anyway, here's where we're at. So you can bring up, you're gonna file an amended complaint. It's gonna talk about gravel. If there's some damages you're claiming, put them in there. And then they have to get the USB to the McKays. Everybody appears in person at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, December 4th. That way you don't have to interrupt each other. We'll talk. Everybody, including Mr. McKay, will have a right to testify, a right to bring up the proceedings, and we'll be able to sit here and look at things together, and that way have some clarity and know what's being ruled upon.
it's dyslexic.
We're all set?
So can I finish the cedar rail fence by the?
Yeah, I'm not addressing that issue at all.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you in December.
Thanks.